A family is vacationing on their yacht in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. The mother, Julia, jumps into the water for a swim. While relaxing, she feels something strange, but seeing nothing, she dismisses it as a hallucination. Seconds later, the sensation returns, and panic sets in. She starts swimming back to the yacht, but suddenly something pulls at her leg. She screams for help, but her daughter, Cassie, is listening to music on headphones, and her husband, Tom, and son, Ben, are busy fishing. Julia struggles to stay afloat, swallowing water, making it hard to shout. Eventually, Tom realizes he hasn't seen her in a while, spots her in danger, and dives in to rescue her. Safely back on board, Julia convinces herself it was just the waves. That night, they celebrate Ben's birthday. Cassie steps out to video call her boyfriend, who shows her massive, black clouds looming over the city. Before the call glitches and freezes. She tries to tell the family, but Tom dismisses it as a weak signal. Suddenly, they hear a noise and see a pod of whales passing by. Tom explains that whales follow the Earth's magnetic field, and storms can confuse them. The yacht shakes violently, causing Ben to fall. Worried about damage, Tom dives to check the hull. He returns with a large wound on his shoulder, claiming he felt a massive creature behind him, though he cut himself on the propeller while turning to look. The yacht is damaged, and the radio isn't working properly. Suddenly, the radar detects something, and they hear a strange sound. Rushing outside, they watch in shock as what looks like meteors rain down, causing massive explosions. One hits the water near them. Tom tries to start the engine, but it fails. He soon realizes the falling objects aren't meteors. They are satellites falling from the sky. As the wind picks up, the family takes shelter inside. The compass spins wildly, and the yacht is battered by waves until the power goes out. Tom restores the power, but the strange atmospheric pressure causes Julia's nose to bleed and Cassie to vomit. After a terrifying night of high-pitched noises and violent winds, they wake up to a shock. They survive the storm, but the ocean is gone. The yacht is stranded on dry land, the seabed. Tom checks the compass and realizes the polarity has reversed, an event that hasn't happened in 700,000 years. Tom manages to contact a man named Now No on the radio. A submarine captain who is also stranded now explains that the magnetic poles have reversed, causing the ocean to recede, but warns that the water will return violently in about a week. He tells them to get to high ground or his submarine, though he only has space for 3 people. Tom calculates the submarine is days away. The next morning, while packing to leave, Tom spots a limping man with a dog and a harpoon. Tom approaches him with water, but the stranger attacks him. In the brutal confrontation, the man stabs Tom with the harpoon and kills him. He then attacks Julia, injuring her shoulder. Julia and the children lock themselves in the yacht. The man breaks in, but Julia manages to kill his dog, and after a violent struggle, Cassie shoots the man with a flare gun, setting him on fire. The family flees just before the yacht explodes. The grieving family Julia, Cassie, and Ben travels across the desolate seabed. They encounter dead marine life, including a hammerhead shark and piles of ocean plastic. They realize the burnt man is still following them. They cross a hazardous area of toxic waste and find a crashed plane to sleep in. Julia shares a memory of how she and Tom met to comfort Cassie. During the night, the man attacks Cassie, but Julia ambushes him and stabs him to death, finally ending the threat. As they continue, they suffer from dehydration. Ben wanders off and drinks from a stagnant pool before Julia stops him. They construct a temporary shelter from debris to rest. The next morning, a massive swarm of aggressive crabs appears. They run toward a cargo ship, where they see 3 crew members. The crew refuses to help and locks themselves in a container, leaving the family outside. The crabs overrun the ship, killing the crew, but Julia and the children manage to survive on top of a container. though Julia is bitten after a sandstorm separates them briefly. They reunite and find supplies in another container. Julia contacts Captain, who urges them to hurry because the ocean is returning faster than predicted. They have only hours. They race toward the submarine but are blocked by a rock slide caused by the unstable ground. Julia is separated from the children by a wall of rocks and forces them to go on without her, promising to find another way. Cassie and Ben reach the submarine but find Captain now dead. Outside, Cassie runs back to help her mother, who is fighting off the crab swarm with a gun. Cassie helps Julia climb over the wall, and they sprint back to the submarine. Ben provides covering fire. They make it inside the submarine just as the ocean water comes rushing back in with terrifying force. The submarine is tossed violently by the turbulence. After losing consciousness, the family wakes up. They open the hatch to find the submarine has washed up in the ruins of a destroyed city. They're alive, standing together in the wreckage, ready to start a new life.